What's happening, y'all? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gangsters of all ages, welcome to Mobster Files. Coming to you directly from the struggle. The black resistance still exists. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Serial killers still killing, dope dealers still dealing. And where are the children? 11 o'clock curfew, do you know where your babies are? Well, you know the YN's probably out there making a way out, but why not? Been there, did that. Ain't nothing changed except the eviction notice on the door. Can you dig it? Why those other people get rich and our people still stay poor? Man, seeing the Afro puffs blowing across the barbershop floor. Well, is it still a crime for hustle man to try to make a dime? You got yours, I'm trying to get mine. Crack has been replaced by something 10 times stronger and more deadlier. The graveyards are filling up daily. And I'm on some gangster shit to make you remember and never forget where you came from. Can you dig it? Tears of love are weak, that's what's up. All my homies who held the line, whose streets? In these streets is where you find me. In the trenches doing real fine, see. It ain't hard to find me. Just ask one of my homies. We're the real OG. Tell you way back in the back, wearing black, surrounded by Black Panthers, keeping a stack. Whose streets? Land, our land. Can you dig it? Gangsters make the world go round, baby. Protecting the people, that's some gangster shit. Any means necessary. And we ain't scared. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? That's the way to open Mobster Files, y'all. Can you dig it? All right. Oh, hey, we got Shabaka. Yes, sir. I was going to introduce you to the audience. We live now. Okay. Yeah.
I just got three things to say. God bless our
We got Shabaka from Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced online. I got Brother Pete online. And whoever else want to call on in. And we're going to talk about this Maduro thing. But first, how do you capture?
Deception. The CIA set the stage with a single building as bait and filled the sky with 150 aircraft to create a deafening sonic shield for the helicopters to drop Delta forces. F-35s lit up the perimeter, turning night into day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Maduro was gone. We'll also look at how the U.S. uses the F-35 jets and its Navy to launch a large-scale attack, all in the video ahead. In the dead of night that is 2 in the morning, the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how U.S. played in deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, surgical extraction. We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step 1. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drug lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window.
They set him up.
Where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable.
They turned the lights off in Caracas.
It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies clear, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the dissection as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlota Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground described widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secret special forces units in the U.S. military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find them? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolas Maduro close circle. While back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force breached the compound. Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean. This Operation Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight. But wait before after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela, because this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese radar networks, integrated
I'm gonna pause it so we can get the brothers on here. Hold on. Let me get.
How do you capture a high-value target when the whole world is watching? You create a masterclass in deception. The CIA set the stage with a single building as bait and filled the sky with 150
So yeah, they have
aircraft to create
the
a deafening sonic shield for the helicopters to drop Delta forces.
oh, do you see it on my
F-35s
channel,
left the perimeter,
Shabaka?
turning night into day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Maduro was gone. We'll also look at how the U.S. uses the F-35 jets and its Navy to launch a large-scale attack, all in the video ahead.
Yeah.
In the dead of night that is 2 in the morning, the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how U.S. played deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, it was a surgical extraction.
Yeah.
We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro.
Distraction.
Let's start with step 1. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela.
Yep,
the U.S. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2, the strike. It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies cleared, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlota Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground describe widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen?
The chaos was the cover.
We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secret special forces units in the U.S. military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolas Maduro close circle.
You know
While
that.
Back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force breached the compound. Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean. This Operation Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight. But wait before after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela, because this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese radar networks, integrated Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders. This creates a highly lethal and challenging environment that older F-16s would struggle to survive. As stated, around 150 aircrafts and a massive 8 U.S. destroyers were stationed there.
Hold on.
It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses. Signals a readiness to counter Venezuela's entire air defense network if necessary. But why Venezuela Air Force failed to intercept? As of 2025, Venezuela's fighter jet fleet consists mainly of approximately 21 Sukhoi Su-30 multirole fighters delivered by Russia between 2006 and 2008, which now form the backbone of their combat air power. Additionally, they maintain about 5 operational S-16 Fighting Falcons from an older batch, including 3 single-seat S-16As and 2 two-seat S-16Vs. These S-16s are aging and suffer from limited maintenance and part support due to U.S. sanctions, although they have been supplemented with Israeli upgrades. Venezuela acquired its F-16 jets from the United States through a foreign military sales agreement called Peace Delta in May 1982, during a period of good diplomatic and military relations. They were the first Latin American country to receive the S-16, with deliveries occurring between 1983 and 1985. The reason the U.S. does not use F-16s in current operations is because these jets lack the stealth capabilities necessary to evade the S-300 and other integrated defenses. The advanced S-300V or Anti-2500 systems, supported by dense Chinese and Russian radar, can easily detect and target older aircraft at long ranges. Sending F-16s into such an environment would result in high attrition risks, as they are vulnerable to radar detection and missile engagement. Not to forget the Russian Buk air defense system that can take out an S-16 with ease. These are cheap R-15 or 24 Buk systems are already active and mobile all over the country. Additionally, F-16s are less effective in contested airspace saturated with drones, especially the Iranian Shahed drones used by Venezuela for reconnaissance and kamikaze strikes. The F-35, however, offers crucial advantages. Its stealth design enables it to fly undetected or with much lower risk, making it effective against advanced surface-to-air missiles and network radar systems. Its sensor fusion, electronic warfare, and data link capabilities allow it to simultaneously suppress and target mobile and fixed air defense positions, adapting rapidly to counter Russian and Chinese radar configurations. While the aircrafts took out the anti-air defenses Venezuelan military as a whole, this allowed the CIA and special forces to advance towards its target. The overwhelming presence of advanced Russian, Chinese, Iranian, and indigenous air defense and drone systems on the Venezuelan border means that the stealth fighter jets, or the first wave of attack, provide both the survivability and strike capability required for such operations. But how did they rotate clockwise? Well, the distance from Puerto Rico to Venezuela is about 1,300 kilometers. This is roughly 810 miles, which translates to around 1.5 hours of flight time for an F-35 flying at high subsonic speeds. These jets rotated clockwise as its combat radius is approximately 770 miles, meaning it can reach most of Venezuela from Puerto Rico with careful fuel management and limited loitering. To extend mission time and reach deeper inland, air-to-air refueling tankers deployed strategically in the Caribbean region support these operations.
They refueling in midair.
In situations requiring strikes within minutes, U.S. amphibious assault ships equipped with F-35Bs can launch jets rapidly. From such ships positioned in the Caribbean, F-35Bs can reach Venezuelan targets within roughly 15 to 10 minutes, depending on speed and route. Targets typically include narco-traffickers' networks, air defense installations, command centers, and drone facilities, enabling flexible sea-based strike options against both Venezuelan military and criminal infrastructure. In essence, the F-35 deployment by the U.S. near Venezuela redefines military capabilities in the region. It combines stealth, advanced sensors, electronic warfare, and networked operations to overcome sophisticated air defenses and maintain persistent air superiority and rapid strikeability against a broad spectrum of targets in Venezuela. This reflects a strategy that goes beyond counter-narcotics to deter and, if necessary, decisively counter the Venezuelan military threat. We also made a deep dive into the sea, air, and land components of the nuclear triad, so subscribe for more videos to not miss a beat.
Okay, like he said, not miss a beat, and here we are, not missing a beat. Shabaka, Brother Pete, you still with me?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Hey, Brother Pete, you still there?
And they say, we don't need him, freedom, freedom. He's a dictator, he's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense and a smart person.
Yeah, Trump.
If you are sleeping in a
He's
position
talking
like
about
this,
maybe the people want a dictator. He want to be a dictator. As simple as that. What do you say, Brother Pete?
It's a long walk to face the wrath of American justice for Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia. Dressed in matching tan prison uniforms,
Matching
they're
tan
landing handcuffs from a
uniforms.
chopper, headed to their first court appearance, surrounded by heavily armed federal agents. It was an all-hands-on-deck operation.
Court appearance too.
Venezuela, from a detention center in Brooklyn, the federal court in Manhattan. The early morning odyssey began with the Maduros loaded into an armored truck,
He pleaded
then
not
transferred to an SUV.
Oh, you talking about Trump? Wait, hold on. Well, they showing, but right now they showing Maduro. Stick on
Another
Maduro.
armored truck transported them to the federal courthouse for their arraignment. Security is intense.
Trump's
a ring
court
of steel
case will come up
surrounds the
after
courthouse.
he's no longer president.
Protesters have gathered
if he lives that
demanding
long.
Maduro be released. Stephen
Or a tribunal of
In an extraordinary
international
hearing,
court,
Maduro
perhaps.
faced charges of drug trafficking, narco-terrorism, and conspiracy to import cocaine. He told the judge he had been kidnapped.
the judge asked, "Are you Nicolas Maduro Moros?" A defiant Maduro responded in Spanish, "I am the president of Venezuela. I consider myself a prisoner of war. I was captured at my home in Caracas." The judge cut him off. "There will be time and place to get into all of this." As for his plea, Maduro said, "I'm innocent. I'm not guilty. I am a decent man." Then the judge turned to Maduro's wife and asked for her plea. "Not guilty, completely innocent," she said.
After court, it was back to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a facility notorious for its conditions
down there where they had
violence.
Diddy at. Diddy's
It's
still
known
down
as
there?
hell on earth, and home, if you can call it that, to many accused high-profile detainees. So who else is in there?
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione,
Luigi.
accused killer of the United Healthcare CEO.
He in there.
He's on the fourth
Diddy
floor.
in there.
Maduro and his wife Celia are reportedly on the 9th floor in an isolation wing. Sean P. Diddy Combs was also held here during his trial last year. Ghislaine Maxwell was an inmate here, as was the singer R. Kelly. Larry Levine did time at the Metropolitan Detention Center. He's now a
that's
prison
the spot
consultant.
where they
what are the conditions like inside?
found.
He's living on a mattress on a concrete slab. The toilet is a steel combination toilet, no moving parts. He probably is not getting any sleep because they're leaving the lights on 24/7. It's probably very cold in there because they run the air conditioning 24/7.
Eyebrows were raised when President Trump denigrated opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who seems like the obvious choice to replace Maduro. After all, she won the Nobel Peace Prize.
I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader if she doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect.
But according to the Washington Post, Trump is upset that she didn't turn down the prize and give it to him.
Oh, look at that.
And said, "I can't accept it because it's Donald Trump's. She'd be the president of Venezuela today." So who's next?
Oh, ain't that something? He wanted her to turn down the Nobel Prize and give it to him.
This map, posted by top Trump aide Stephen Miller's wife Katie, shows Greenland covered in a U.S. flag with the caption, "Soon."
Oh,
we need Greenland.
Ain't that something? Let me. You hear what he said? We need Greenland next. Boy, oh boy. What is the definition of a dictator? I don't know. This sounds like the definition of a dictator. First,
Donald Trump is just
first Venezuela, and that was for the oil. Because he said it himself a long time ago. People forgot what he said a long time ago. He said about the oil a long time ago. Said that that they had the most oil, the most this, most that, a lot of resources. You know.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of resources.
And guess what? Another thing that they got too that I came across earlier today too.
What was that?
Nicolas Maduro was in federal court in Lower Manhattan this afternoon and pleaded not guilty to narco-terrorism.
Gold there under the terrain of Venezuela.
Oh yes, that's what I was saying. They have a lot of resources. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Natural resources.
Yeah, natural resources, gold and oil. And Trump had mentioned that the oil was like crude, like it needed to be refined, but they had a lot of it.
Okay.
He wanted their oil. He wanted to take their oil.
Okay, up in Richmond, California. Okay.
Recently he said. Before you say that, though, I want to let you know. He said recently that now we have oil for sale.
Hey Shabaka, continue saying what you were saying, because you know lightning's gonna cut in, because he said,
wait a minute, man. Let's hit this, and we'll be right back, because I can't do too much. You gotta let the people see what's going on.
He's innocent, not guilty, and a decent man.
Wait a minute, hold on. Take it from the top.
Nicolas Maduro was in federal court in Lower Manhattan this afternoon and pleaded not guilty to narco-terrorism charges. Through an interpreter, he told Judge Alvin Hallerstein he's innocent, not guilty, and a decent man, the president of his country. His wife, Celia Flores, pleaded not guilty to 3 charges. Both wore headphones for translation. Judge Hallerstein asked him to confirm his identity. Maduro stood. The interpreter repeated the question, and he confirmed. Then he waived a public reading of the indictment. Hallerstein read him his legal rights, his right to a lawyer, right to remain silent. There are 4 counts against him. His wife faces 3 charges. If convicted on all counts, he'll spend life in prison. By 2020, the State Department estimated 200 to 250 tons of cocaine per year moves through Venezuela. The case traces back to 2000 when Maduro was in Venezuela's National Assembly. Prosecutors say he moved cocaine under protection of the Venezuelan law enforcement. As foreign minister from 2006 to 2013, prosecutors allege he sold diplomatic passports to traffickers who used government planes to move drug money from Mexico back to Venezuela. Between 2004 and 2015, prosecutors say Maduro and his wife trafficked cocaine using armed military escorts. Maduro is represented by Barry Pollock, the same attorney who represented Julian Assange. Pollock said Maduro had health and medical issues that must be addressed. An attorney for Maduro's wife said she suffered significant injuries during her arrest. Both Maduro and his wife will return to court on March 17th.
We're now seeing Nicolas Maduro departing, coming out of that helicopter. We're going to see his wife probably depart right after that. Just remarkable to see this. It was just the early morning hours of Saturday that this man and his wife were running a country of more than 30 million people. And then that dramatic and violent U.S. military operation taking place that has now captured them and now making their way with their hands bound in those tan jumpsuits to be facing a federal judge.
Ain't that something?
All right, look, I don't know if we need to hear this.
President of a country, and they got him in handcuffs like a drug lord instead of a president of a country. That's why I'm glad when they asked him his name, tomorrow, Maduro, he said, "I'm the president of Venezuela." That's who I am. Yeah. Okay. Let me get back to you, brothers. Okay, Shabaka, go ahead.
Absolutely. First place, man, they got gold and they got the oil, right? Okay. First place, I do not believe that Trump had congressional approval to do that, because what he did, number one, was an act of war. Number two is that Venezuela has a vast amount of resources, oil and gold in the terrain.
Yeah.
Now, there's an old saying, the savage is not the one who lives in the jungle. The savage is the one who comes and destroys the jungle.
Wow.
Because you have all type of ecosystems lined up with that jungle and the balance of nature. Oxygen is one of them. Now, as a child growing up in Los Angeles in the 1960s, them oil fumes from them cars, man, were so black in the 1960s it make your eyes burn, you see. So then they came with the unleaded gasoline. Now, where am I going with this? In other words, that Trump has no regard for the natural resources, not so much of Venezuela, but I doubt it seriously he has any regard to the natural resources of the whole daggone planet. Number two. 3 is Trump is a 34-count convicted felon at the state level. So this is a case of the pot calling the kettle black. Next question. Florida is the point of entry for illegal narcotics.
Let me play a little more of Maduro being brought in real quick. Because time is ticking.
In those tan
jumpsuits
to be facing a federal judge.
Broadcast. That way we can go right into mobster files.
Achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly.
Oh, they know how to turn it off.
Captured along with his wife.
They know how to turn it out without bombing anything.
Celia Flores.
They know how to make the lights go
both
out.
of whom now face American justice.
They tap into you.
Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. Jay Clayton.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let him
for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States.
Let him finish.
And its citizens.
Hold on. Anyway, while that's playing,
no nation
let that play.
In the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was
That's the part
dark.
I want the people to hear. Make sure they don't miss none of
lights
this.
of Caracas were largely turned off.
That way he can't say we lied on
certain expertise
out of his
that
own
we
mouth.
have.
Well,
it was dark.
Oh, turn that again. The technology that America has.
Caracas were largely turned off.
And then also with their I would think with their in other words, if they want to turn off the lights right now, they can get on a computer and tap, enter, boom, your stuff's off. So I'm sure they got technology like that, plus they got some guys that are like that, that I've seen. I've actually seen these guys in action. They like, oh man, geniuses. Well, when I say these guys, I'm talking about our technology guys. I seen a team. They had a truck, and from that truck, they facilitated a whole concert, and like Wi-Fi going up on the big screens and stuff like that. I'm like, man, they up in here doing a whole concert from that truck. And you have this one brainiac that gets out with the pencil. What do you call it, Brother Pete? The thing that you put in your pocket. You be seeing them geeks down there in your neck of the woods.
What do you mean type of things putting in their pocket? Calculators?
No, pen holders. Where you got person that carry a bunch of pens and pencils, they put a little holder for it in their pocket. We don't know about stuff like that, but I've seen them. But anyway, them pencil pushers get out of there, boy. They are, wait. Now I'm telling you now. Yeah, it's always somebody that try to make you prove that you on that genius level too, or at least let them know that God can put it in you to do whatever they do, and maybe better. But in his case, maybe not. But if he trained you long enough, hell yeah. But but he had this device. He was showing the people the device, and he was holding it up, and he's like got the coax cable, and plug it on the end of it, and then have the other end plug it up and say number 1, and on the other one say number 2, and on the other one say number 3. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like,
just like how the Israelis, man, was using old-fashioned pages to blow up people.
Right. No, I'm just saying our technology way past that. But let's let Trump finish telling his lie or his truth or whatever, his script. Let him finish reading his lines.
Expertise that we have. It was dark.
It was dark. I believe you.
He successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence.
It's a distraction from the Epstein
You
files.
really see anything like it? You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an
if that don't work, you got another one planned.
Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught
in collaboration with law
enforcement. Very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming, so they were in what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was, more importantly, killed. The United States military is the strongest and most fearsome military on the planet by far. With capabilities and skills our enemies can scarcely begin to imagine. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. There's no equipment like what we have. And you see that even if you just look at the boats. We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by sea. 90%. Each boat kills on average 25,000 people. We knocked out 97%. And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years.
Well, there it is.
Aquí lo esperan Miraflores, no aceptarle llegar, cobarde! I just got three things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
That's the video Trump put out. That's like a he act like a teenager or something. You know what I mean?
Thing that I was going to bring to mind.
Oh, wait. If you're talking about that other thing, that's conspiracy. It haven't been, remember we talked about that. I don't want to talk about that on here.
Now seeing Nicolas Maduro departing, coming out of that helicopter, we're going to see his wife probably depart right after that. Just remarkable to see this. It was
actually, I need my loan from what's his name, Elon Musk.
This man and his wife were running a country of more than 30 million people, And then
that's how much money I need.
Violent U.S. military operation taking place that has now captured them and now making their way with their hands bound in those tan jumpsuits to be facing a federal judge.
Ain't that
It starts with the land.
Oh, man. Okay, well, that's just crazy. Oh, listen to this.
Both of whom now face American justice.
Wait a minute.
Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. Jay Clayton.
They're talking about running the country of Venezuela.
Narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in a ready, what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly
they overwhelmed and knocked out. Okay. I hear 'em. So, goodness gracious, any thoughts on what he was saying? On the war that they claim we don't have?
As equals ends.
Oh.
What followed was 2 hours.
Okay, back to you, gentlemen. We still here. Any comments on that, Brother Pete?
Harlem, New York.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to keep that on. Okay. But yeah, so, a few months ago, they had said they were going to, the draft.
It was Thursday evening,
brought the draft back.
September 19th, 1935, approximately.
Brought the draft back. Remember? Anyway, I may cut you off. What you going to say about that, brother?
Okay.
No, Brother Pete was talking.
Equals ends.
I'm trying to.
What followed was 2 hours of.
Okay, good. I got it all primed and ready to go for the next video. I was gonna cover that tonight. Bumpy Johnson's wife incident, but we might have to cover that another time.
Harlem.
All right.
But Brother Pete said he didn't have much time, so I was trying to get him on the line. What you saying, brother? You were saying something. I was trying to cue this next video up.
Okay, let Brother Pete finish saying what he was saying.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was just simply saying I'm still here.
Oh, okay. But what do you think about the war? Any thoughts on this Venezuelan president being captured and all that?
Okay, my question is,
this is the show and tell. That's all it is.
Right, exactly. And then also too, let's look at some logic here. Right now, Florida is the main entry point, man, for these illegal substances. Are they not?
I don't know, but
Okay.
let me.
Trump is from
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's cue this up because I want to give the people.
It was Thursday evening, September 19th, 1935, approximately 8:15 p.m., when Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson walked up to the entrance of the Cotton Club on West 142nd Street, wearing a navy blue suit that had cost him 3 months' earnings from his policy operations, a crisp white shirt with French cuffs, and shoes polished until they reflected the streetlights like mirrors, dressed as well as any white businessman who frequented Harlem's most famous nightclub, the establishment where Duke Ellington had made his reputation, where Cab Calloway performed, where wealthy white people from downtown Manhattan came to hear black musicians play while being served by black waiters in an establishment that would not, under any circumstances, allow black patrons to sit in the audience and enjoy the entertainment that black artists created. Johnson had come to the Cotton Club that evening because he'd been invited by Jacob Weinstein, a Jewish businessman who operated several legitimate enterprises in Harlem and who'd suggested they meet at the Cotton Club to discuss a business arrangement that required privacy and discretion, a meeting that Weinstein apparently believed could occur despite the Cotton Club's notorious whites-only admission policy, because surely an exception could be made for someone as important as Bumpy Johnson. But Weinstein had been wrong about exceptions being made. As Johnson approached the entrance where a doorman named Thomas Murphy stood checking the faces of everyone who tried to enter and making instant decisions about who belonged in the Cotton Club and who didn't, Murphy stepped directly into Johnson's path, blocking the door with his substantial body, and said in a voice that carried across the sidewalk to the other people waiting to enter, "Where do you think you're going, boy? This club is for white patrons only. We don't serve coloreds here, except as entertainers and staff. You need to get back to Harlem where you belong and stop trying to go places you're not wanted. Now move along before I call the police and have you arrested for loitering." Johnson stopped walking, looked at Murphy's face, saw the absolute certainty there that a doorman at the Cotton Club had the authority and the social backing to turn away any colored person, regardless of who they were or what they'd accomplished. And Johnson understood immediately what was happening. The insult wasn't about Johnson personally. Murphy probably didn't even know who Johnson was, didn't recognize one of the most powerful criminals in Harlem standing in front of him. The insult was about race, about the fundamental assumption built into establishments like the Cotton Club that white people could come to Harlem to be entertained by black musicians and served by black staff, while simultaneously excluding black patrons from the audience, that white people could profit from black culture while maintaining absolute segregation that ensured black people remained servants and performers but never equals, sharing the same spaces. Behind Johnson, the line of white patrons waiting to enter the club watched this confrontation with expressions ranging from amusement to mild discomfort to approval, waiting to see whether this well-dressed colored man would make trouble or would accept his dismissal quietly the way colored people were supposed to accept being told they didn't belong in white spaces. Johnson could feel their eyes on his back, could hear a few murmured comments about uppity coloreds and knowing their place, and he understood that arguing with Murphy would accomplish nothing except giving these white patrons entertainment at his expense, would result in police being called and Johnson being arrested or beaten or both, would become a story they'd tell their friends about the colored man who tried to force his way into the Cotton Club and had been properly dealt with by the authorities. So Johnson did something that required more self-control than most men possessed. He smiled. Not a genuine smile, but the kind of cold, measured expression that suggested he was memorizing Murphy's face and this moment, and would remember both long after Murphy had forgotten this interaction. Johnson held Murphy's gaze for 3 seconds, long enough that Murphy's expression shifted from confident contempt to slight uncertainty as he recognized something in Johnson's eyes that suggested this hadn't ended the way Murphy thought it had ended. Then Johnson nodded once, a gesture that could have meant acceptance or could have meant something else entirely, turned away from the Cotton Club entrance and walked back down West 142nd Street toward Lenox Avenue, his posture erect, his pace unhurried, giving no indication to anyone watching that he'd just been publicly humiliated and dismissed like he was nothing. Johnson walked for approximately 15 minutes, walking through Harlem's evening streets without any particular destination, just walking to give himself time to think and to let his anger settle enough that he could think strategically rather than emotionally. He found himself standing outside the Savoy Ballroom on Lenox Avenue between 140 and 141 streets, watching colored patrons, working people, professionals, families, entering an establishment that welcomed them, that was owned and operated by black businessmen, that provided entertainment and social opportunities without the humiliation that came from trying to enter white establishments that treated black people as servants or criminals or both. And standing there watching people enter the Savoy, Johnson had a realization that would change not just his own thinking, but eventually would change the economic structure of Harlem's entertainment industry in ways that would echo for decades. The Cotton Club was in Harlem, on a Harlem street, employing Harlem musicians and Harlem staff, generating hundreds of thousands of dollars annually from white people who came to Harlem specifically to visit the Cotton Club. But despite being physically located in Harlem, and despite depending entirely on black talent and black labor, the Cotton Club was owned by white businessmen, operated according to white rules, and excluded the black community from participating as patrons. The establishment extracted wealth from Harlem, took the creativity of black musicians, the labor of black workers, the cultural cachet of being located in Harlem, while giving almost nothing back to the community except minimum wage employment for the musicians and staff it couldn't avoid hiring. What Johnson realized standing outside the Savoy was that this arrangement, white people owning establishments in Harlem that profited from black culture while excluding black patrons, existed only because black Harlem lacked the economic power and the organizational capacity to challenge it. The Cotton Club's owners assumed they could maintain their discriminatory policies indefinitely because what could black Harlem do about it? Black patrons couldn't force their way in. Black musicians needed the employment too badly to boycott. Black workers couldn't afford to quit their jobs on principle when jobs were scarce during the Depression. The Cotton Club's owners had calculated correctly that individual black people lacked the power to challenge an established white-owned business that had wealthy white patrons and political connections protecting it. But what the Cotton Club's owners hadn't calculated, what they couldn't have anticipated, was that someone with Bumpy Johnson's resources and Bumpy Johnson's connections and Bumpy Johnson's willingness to use criminal methods for purposes beyond just making money might decide that being turned away from the Cotton Club's door was an insult that demanded a response not through violence, but through systematic economic warfare designed to make the Cotton Club's discriminatory policies so costly that the establishment either changed or failed. Johnson walked to a payphone on the corner of Lenox Avenue and 141st Street and made 3 phone calls that would set everything in motion. The first call was to Theodore Teddy Green, Johnson's attorney.
We're going to pause that and get back to Maduro getting bombed out. And plus, I want to show the people the incident where Bumpy Johnson's wife got
in his position in New York. He slapped her. Not a push, not a shove. An open-handed slap across the face that echoed down 125th Street and stopped every conversation, every transaction, every movement within a 30-foot radius. Mamie Johnson stood there for 3 seconds, her face red where his hand had connected, her grocery bag on the sidewalk, staring at Vinny with an expression that wasn't fear or shock. It was pity. Because Mamie Johnson had been married to Bumpy for 17 years, and she knew exactly what was about to happen to the man standing in front of her. Vinny didn't understand what he'd just done. He thought he'd made a power move, sent a message, proven that the Genovese family could operate in Harlem without fear of consequences. He was wrong about all of it.
Yeah, we're going to cover that later on Mobster Files. But right now we're still talking about the capture of Maduro. Oh, you still there, Shabaka?
Both of whom?
Okay. Wait a minute, let me see if this plays. Trump put this out. It was kind of interesting.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo esperan Miraflores. No hace tarde llegar, cobarde. I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Trump about as crazy as me when it comes to this video stuff, except he morbid. He get off on bombing people and then putting Thunderstruck behind it. I mean, really, you gonna bomb them and play Thunderstruck behind it? Talking about gentlemen. Yeah, he's talking about gentlemen start your engine. And I noticed that Trump actually did say that at NASCAR, that gentlemen start your engine stuff. Yeah, you couldn't even hear him. He way back on the microphone. He don't want to be close to the mic. But yeah, what were you saying, brother? It's crazy. So,
due to some uncertain times.
Yeah, the other country, who's next in order to keep the Epstein files from coming up? It's like, man, we're gonna bomb countries from now until he no longer president or dead.
First place, as far as removing the president, okay, through.
Oh, he ain't gonna get impeached. He's gonna die in office. What are you talking about? He's a dictator.
An impeachment of any public official, whether at the state level or federal level, just means, man, that you've been served with something similar to a parking ticket, which is that you are hereby ordered to appear before court. Okay, that's all the impeachment means. Look at it that it's an executive parking ticket.
Every St. Jude patient deserves a chance to live their best life.
Wait a minute, say that again. That commercial came on.
Okay, with him being impeached, there's no difference if you get pulled over by a police officer. Okay, well, he issues you a citation where it says a notice to appear.
Okay.
The key is,
he needs an eviction notice.
Okay, no. But no president has ever been convicted in the impeachment process.
Oh, okay. They haven't been.
No president has ever been convicted in no impeachment.
Oh, okay. Wow. What about Nixon?
No, he resigned before he was impeached because Nixon would have been convicted.
Right, but then Gerald Ford gave him a pardon.
Exactly.
So, but if he wasn't convicted, he wouldn't have needed a pardon.
No. The pardon means that they won't see. Not only does the pardon mean that we are pardon of the crime, okay, but the pardon means Ford pardoned Nixon before the impeachment because Nixon was going to get impeached. That is the fact. That's why he resigned. And keep in mind is that General Ford was neither elected president or vice president. Because what had happened was that Spiro Agnew, who was Nixon's president, was about to get hit with some cases when he was the governor of Maryland at the state level. So he resigned.
Yeah.
Then they selected Gerald Ford as the vice president. Okay. And then
it's a
when
long
Nixon
walk
resigned,
to face the wrath of American justice.
Ford's first executive action was to pardon Richard Nixon.
Mm-hmm. Hold on one second. All right.
In Brooklyn to federal court in Manhattan. The early morning odyssey began with the Maduros loaded into an armored truck, then transferred to an SUV, then to a helicopter for the brief flight to lower Manhattan. Another armored truck transported them to the federal courthouse, but we are up and running. Hold on. Security is intense. A ring of steel surrounds the courthouse.
That's right down there. That look
demanding Maduro be released.
Yeah, they say let that man go. He's the dictator of another country. We have our own dictator. His name Trump. Ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. You see?
I got Brother Pete back on the line too, Shabaka.
Okay. Now, when I first started.
Oh, jump in anytime, brother.
Okay, when I first started Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, when our co-executive producer was alive, Mad Dog.
Fabian is there.
Right.
In an extraordinary hearing, Maduro faced charges of drug trafficking, narco-terrorism, and...
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on for a minute, Shabaka. 1 second. Lightning.
Wait a minute, hold on, Pete. Hold on, Pete. Wait a minute, go ahead, Shabaka. Go ahead, finish. Wait a minute. Oh, no, it's okay, because we only got a little bit of time. You know?
Okay.
All of this.
But
as for his
I was
plea,
trying to
Maduro
play this
said,
right
I'm
quick.
innocent. I'm not guilty. I am a decent man. Then the judge turned to Maduro's wife and asked for her plea. Not guilty. Completely innocent, she said.
After court,
I missed
back to the Metropolitan Detention.
Because he said, I'm not.
Fabian is there.
In an extraordinary hearing, Maduro faced charges of drug trafficking, narco-terrorism, and conspiracy
He said, I'm
to import
president
cocaine.
of a
He told
country.
the judge he had been kidnapped.
See?
The judge asked, are you Nicolas Maduro Moros? A defiant Maduro responded in Spanish, I am the president of Venezuela. I consider myself a prisoner of war. I was captured at my home in Caracas. The judge cut him off. There will be time and place to get into all of this. As for his plea, Maduro said, I'm innocent. I'm not guilty. I am a decent man. Then the judge...
I'm going to pause it right there. He said,
that's what I'm talking about these kangaroo courts. Your boy Sarge and I used to go back and forth.
Yeah, he tried to cut.
Brother Pete that came down on Sarge too.
But right now, I want to stick on subject. Yeah.
Turned to Maduro's wife and asked for her plea. Not guilty, completely innocent, she said.
After court, it was back to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a facility notorious for its conditions and violence. It's known as hell on earth and home, if you can call it that, to many accused high-profile detainees. So who else is in there? Luigi Mangione, accused killer of the United Healthcare CEO. He's on the 4th floor while Maduro and his wife Celia are reportedly on the 9th floor in an isolation wing. Sean P. Diddy Combs was also held here during his trial last year. Ghislaine Maxwell was an inmate here, as was the singer R. Kelly. Larry Levine did time at the Metropolitan Detention Center. He's now a prison consultant. What are the conditions like inside?
He's living on a mattress on a concrete slab. The toilet is a steel combination toilet, no moving parts. He probably is not getting any sleep because they're leaving the lights on 24/7. It's probably very cold in there because they run the air conditioning 24/7.
Eyebrows were raised when President Trump denigrated opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who seems like the obvious choice to replace Maduro. After all, she won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within, or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect.
But according to the Washington Post, Trump is upset that she didn't turn down the prize and give it to him. If she had turned it down and said, I can't accept it because it's Donald Trump's, she'd be the president of Venezuela today. So who's next in the president's crosshairs? Colombia, Cuba, or Greenland? This map, posted by top Trump aide Stephen Miller's wife Katie, shows Greenland covered in a U.S. flag with the caption, Soon.
We need Greenland.
Nicolas Maduro was in federal court in Lower Manhattan this afternoon and pleaded not guilty to narco-terrorism charges.
Now I got to make some money.
He told Judge Alvin Hallerstein,
now that I thought about it,
not guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gangsters of all ages, drop a penny or 20 in the bucket at the door. And it's $sign Black Ophinum #1. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, follow so it'll pop up on your feed. And let me go back to to the panel. Oh, yeah. Let me play this, too. Same time. I think this will go good. Yeah, that's what Trump thinks.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action. All right. I'll let that play us on out. All right. Well, let me bring you back up. All right. I'm trying to bring Brother Pete back from the All right. Hold on. Okay, Shabaka. I know we want to bring everybody to Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced like page. And we try to keep with the schedule. Today's Monday, so the Monday night mobster files. And I figured Trump, he fit the bill, so went ahead and hit him on the mobster files. And anytime we got breaking news like that, I gotta bring Brother Shabaka on the line with us. Yeah, but something we just gonna stay away from. Yeah, I know where the potholes are. I drive around the potholes so we can get where we gotta go. You know, where we gotta get to. I mean, the people ain't going. Yeah, because you know it's like the people see one pothole, but they don't see all of them. So I know that they got a little broadcast here and they got a little broadcast there, and Trump's trying to slip in a 3-second video of like, oh, I'm not a dictator, but maybe y'all need one. So I'm here to bring you all of it, the black news, the real black news.
Okay, but also to keep in mind is that a man of Trump's position and wealth that he inherited, Donald Trump, man, with another experience that you and I had, and what we had, which is the hard
right.
work.
Right.
He's never experienced that.
No, he ain't never seen that.
Was handed to him.
Yep.
He never had to get out there, man, and go punch a clock like we all had to do. Trump never had to do that because he inherited his wealth. Now, this is why I appreciate Dr. Forrest Watkins, you know, talking about having the generational wealth for us, okay? Now, staying on topic, okay? Let's just watch this case unfold. I'm very, very interested in seeing the Epstein files being released. And then off the information that I have gathered is that a lot of the stuff in the Epstein files has been redacted.
Yeah, and some of these smart people was able to bring it back up anyway.
Exactly.
They couldn't hide it. That's why when Trump said we got the technology to turn the lights off, we got technology to unblock that redaction too.
Well, you know, that's what they're going to see. That's what's going to be tested. And then keep in mind, the cold part about it is that Trump controls the courts. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the problem. He controls the courts. They say, just like if you had staff members up there when they had shut down the government up there, cussing at black people in the community, more shit is going to stop. You see what I mean? And then all this hate mail that they be sending us, and people are talking about the reparations.
I don't get hate mail. Don't say us.
Oh, I do.
Well, that's you. I don't get hate mail.
Yeah. I do.
Anyway, no use in go. Why you keep saying about hate mail? What's the point? Why are we talking about something other than Maduro? I mean, we went from Maduro to your hate mail. Maduro getting his own hate mail. And don't forget, Trump is getting his hate mail big time over this. So I kind of want to grind on him a little bit. Like chew into him, you know?
The difference between Trump getting hate mail.
No, don't chew into that. Let's chew into what he did. Was it legal? Was it a righteous move? Does it make the world look at us like a dictatorship?
Well, see, it's what they would call imperialists.
Imperialists, right? Neo-imperialism.
Which is a nice way of saying dictator.
I mean, we start taking over other countries just to get their resources. I mean,
now let's look at Now, to prove that point,
well, I mean, he's saying that it's to knock out the drug trafficking. But if that's the case, why didn't you target the drug traffickers?
Okay, well, that part right there as well.
It ain't gonna stop nothing. Getting that man ain't stop nothing. Somebody gonna OD off of fentanyl tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure you got people ODing off of fentanyl now.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
As we speak.
I'm just saying, where there's will, there's way. They got the will and they got the way. And I know it wasn't no damn speedboats either. Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't nobody gonna come over on a speedboat over the Atlantic Ocean, please. Or whatever. What was that, Pacific?
No. It's actually the part is the Atlantic Ocean before it goes off into the Caribbean Sea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, the Caribbean Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico.
I just got to make sure I keep.
The same body of water.
Yeah, we just reporting the news, you know, giving it to you straight and not late. And instead of just giving you somebody's opinion, let y'all hear it straight out of Trump's mouth. And y'all saw his lips moving, so you know he got to be lying. Ha ha.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you know he's lying. His lips moving.
Yeah. Now, with him being a 34-count convicted felon, what type of moral position is he in to accuse somebody else of crime?
Oh, wait till those pictures and stuff come out. We'll find out just how deep the hole go.
Yeah. And then if Trump believed in the garbage that he says, he would have no problem releasing the Epstein files. Why is he so hesitant with it? The same reason why he pleaded the Fifth Amendment, man, in his state trial in New York. He did it 35 times.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Okay. I know Black Power Radio is going to come on after us. I was trying to get out of here and not step on their toes too much. So I guess people can go on over there and check out Black Power Radio too. And that, wait a minute, tomorrow Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow Tuesday. Stay tuned for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. And then on Wednesday, I might come back with some Nightmare Fuel on Wednesday. See, Thursday I'm going to take off. Friday I'm going to take off. And Saturday we're going to have the Black Revolutionary Block Party. I'm not sure if 607 Up going to be making that movie with Charleston White this weekend or not. But if he ain't making the movie with Charleston White or getting the ball rolling, then we're going to go ahead and go on the air. Maybe I'll ask him about the movie and what's up with that, you know? Yeah. See, he know when he had that Black Revolutionary Block Party, boy, you say, man, ain't no but Black Panthers up in this joint. He be comfortable. He comfortable up in here, you know what I mean? There ain't nobody call him no punk, ain't nobody doing none of that. We ain't got no back door. We only have the back door. There's no front door. Yeah. So, you won't get backdoored because you got to come in and out that joint. I'm sick. I got the Rockweiler ready for you. Anyway, that's just joking. Yeah, comical relief. Just for entertainment purposes only. Plus, I'm about to get out of here, so just want to, get everybody ready for that. And, I'm thinking maybe after Black Power Radio, I might just come on and do that Mobster Files anyway. The story about Bumpy Johnson's wife getting slapped. You know that wasn't a good time for the person that slapped him. That for sure.
No. And there's another case you might want to pull up, man. I came across this sister, man, who was trying to, and I think Bumpy Johnson was his younger days of how he made a name for himself when he was talking to a sister who was a policy queen who got slapped by Dutch Schultz.
Oh yeah, that's another one. I think I covered that, but if not, I'm gonna cover it.
Wait a minute. I think you did about a year ago.
But that's too long. People can't remember that long. I can't anyway. They might be able to, but not me.
Okay.
Oh, and I got the poster on the screen for the debut of a new song that I haven't even put out yet. It's called FAFO.
Okay.
F around and find out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean by connected dots.
Oh yeah,
See what I'm saying?
FAFO. For those that know, we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then under that it says Black Revolutionary Voice of the People. Black Lightning. That be I. That be me. So yeah, I'm like I say, got so much going on, man. I want to hurry up and cut that preview of FAFO. You know.
Okay.
But I can't do that because I had to cover Trump, and we got to get back to Bumpy Johnson. It's a busy day. Oh, I was thinking about our man Ramel. He's blowing up on the Facebook, so I want to get him on here and interview him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna give him a call later on tonight or first thing tomorrow because he's got a project that he's doing, and he's coming up a little bit, so I'll give him a call tomorrow.
Okay, all right, yeah, me too. Because I know, shoot, I want to get down with the project too.
Oh yeah, and then also too on the Shabbat's Black Experience Enhanced Life page, please follow it.
And what's Brother Ramel's? I plugged it. What was Brother Ramel? His name is on there. What do you call it again? No, but he got it under something else. Wisdom? Is it wisdom? What is it?
Yeah, something wisdom. I got it written down, so that I can just organize the notes, man, and get my notebook back together. So through these here, man, I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, well we'll get back to it. Plus I'm gonna get him to come on here. Hopefully he can plug it. But yeah, it's just too busy for me. Plus rowing the boat all day on top of that. So you know. Yeah, we still on there. That's what I'm saying. We're rowing the boat all day and then get right on this. So it's like 24/7 for the People's Champ. Y'all need to hit me up. $black, Black Ophenum, #1. And follow. I need at least 133 followers today off this broadcast. So if y'all listen to this broadcast, you just stumbled on it, follow so it'll come up on your feed next time. All right. Right on.
And then it's good to on the life page of Shabbat's Black Experience Enhanced as well too. There's some bugs I'm working out on that page as well too. So we hope to have those issues resolved with that page within about the next 7 days. Okay, because there's a lot of bugs on it because a lot of, how should we say, individuals who don't agree with us are slinging mud on it. So I got to go get my mop and truck it out and try to, get all that sludge off of it. You see what I mean? And then on the live page, you're not going to contradict our main contributors to that page.
Wait a minute, hold on, brother. Wait a minute, hold on. I was trying to type up something. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to jump on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced page and say hello. And make sure y'all do the same. And make sure you follow me. And I'm about to get on out of here. And because, like I say, Black Power Radio is on right now. And everybody could jump on that, too, if they like. Oh, you got the thing? I'll send it to you.